Right. First of all, thank you, Sunaad, for this wonderful opportunity to present a few things that I have learned in the past and a few things that I always tell my students and then anyone how to practice and all that. That's what the Lec-Dem is going to be. This will be pretty straightforward, very simple, but then simple, keeping it simple is very important. And that's what we need to start with. And then that's what you can actually use to go forward. Right? So these are very simple things, but we don't think of them often. So that's why I thought I'd bring them to you.
And I would encourage some of the wonderful singers that we have had here today to also sing with me. I'll tell you when, but it's easy. It's pretty simple. Sing with me. Maybe I'll sing the first line and you can just follow that. We'll try that, okay? So we have not done such a thing before, but I thought I will, do this as a trailblazing event. Okay? And of course, thanks everyone. And Arush, thank you so much for accompanying today. And Abhinav, thank you so much for accommodating when we just came in. So thank you. Alright, so you've all heard of alankars, right? So the alankars are pretty much patterns going up or down, right? That's what we've heard. So whenever we think of, our teachers always say, hey, we got to practice, right? So after your class is done, you go home, and then, the next day comes, what do you practice? How do you practice? It's all up in the air, right? Generally, it's up in the air. And sometimes, our gurus tell us, hey, these are the paltas you need to practice, these are the alankars you need to practice. And you may probably write it down somewhere. And then you practice that. And some of the students here are pretty, advanced in, I heard, wonderful thoughts from you. And then, some of them are, just starting. So how do you get from when you're starting to where, like that performance and then sitar performance? Awesome, right? So I've tried to give this a name for each of these. So I just call this ones, twos, threes, fours, and fives and sixes. It doesn't have any bearing from what I learned in the past. I just thought I'll just give you something that you can take away. You can all take a photo of that and use it. So you all sang this, right? Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. Simple, right? But then you add a little bit kanaswaras to it. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. Pradeep is having a nice time there. Sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. So depending on where you are in the learning curve, you can use either of these because you already know some of these, right? So when you look at the twos, you'll say sa re re ga ga ma ma pa pa da dha ni ni sa sa ni ni da da pa pa ma ma ga ga re re sa. Simple. So going forward, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So till now you are in one octave. So now how do we go? One octave is good, but then one octave is not enough, right? So you can actually extend this, saying that sa re ga ma pa da ni sa re ga ma pa ma ga re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa ni da pa da ni sa. Okay. So what I did is I took the range pa to pa. That's generally what you call as a range of any singer. So you take any bass note of yours. If you are able to go from pa to pa, then that's a good range. That's enough. You don't have to go up to the second level sa or lower level sa. You don't have to do that. But if you are able to do that, awesome, right? So, but then we also see, it's not just the progression, right? So, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So on the right hand side, you will see there's doubles, triples, and quadruples. Right? So what I've written there is ones to eights. I just named them. There is no, it's just because there are 8 notes or 7 notes or 6 notes. That's all it is. Simple. But then what is important is, the examples over there. So now, these are all called ABCs, right? And with ABCs, you form words. With those words, you form phrases. And with those phrases, you form sentences and paragraphs, essays, novels. That's where it goes, right? So, simple stuff here. If you look at the example 1 here, what I've done is sa re ga ma. Simple. Where did I get the re sa? Can anyone tell me? Where did I get the re sa from there? I reversed the twos. Okay. So now, when you're practicing that, you can do this. You can take doubles, sa, and then you can reverse the sa re, you got the re sa, and then you can take the fourth, sa re ga ma. Right? So, when you're practicing that, you can just do that. Sa re ga ma re ga ma pa ga ma pa da ma pa da ni pa da ni sa. Can someone sing that for me? Yeah. Right, now come down. Simple, right? So now, is it limited to the beloved thought that we are singing? No. You can actually use it for any thought. All we know, Bhakti has given us those 10 thoughts. As we all know, you can extend it up to 32 thoughts. Right? If you have not checked that, please do. Bhakti has given us 10 thoughts, but there are other thoughts that other people have written. Okay, you can actually just practice all that. Okay, so that is one part I wanted to share. Okay, can I get one more volunteer to do the second example there? Sare sare ga ma. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You. I saw your hand first. Okay. Go for it. Example 2. Right. Can you do the Avrohan part? Coming down. Sani da pa is a pattern. Exactly, right? Can anyone give me a pattern of your own? Anyone? Go ahead. Then? Very good. That is actually a geometric pattern if you look at that. It actually forms a triangle if you write it down. Right? If you start that from sa, right? Sa re sa ga re sa ma ga re sa pa ma ga re sa da pa ma ga re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. It's a right angle triangle pattern. Okay. Likewise, you can actually do mirror patterns. Can anyone give me a mirror pattern? Go ahead. Very good, right? So this is a way to look at, actually visualizing these notes. Right? And like that, I've actually created quite a few more patterns, but I'm just showing you this today, but you can actually explore this, more of this on your own. Firstly, try to write and practice. And then eventually, you will be able to make that up on the fly. Okay? So that's the first one. So the paltas. So paltas are again patterns, but then they have some areas of fixed sargams, and then some areas are fluid. You can actually do that, and this can be done in Tintal. So palta 1. Sare 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 gama pa dha ni sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa sare 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 gama pa dha ni sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa sare gama Sare ga sare ga ma pa dha ni sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. Sare ga ma pa sare ga ma pa dha ni sa ni dha pa ma sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa.
ni dha dha sa ni dha dha sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. Sa ga ga re re ma ma ga sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa sa dha dha ni ni pa pa dha sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. Ma ga sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa sa dha dha ni ni pa pa dha. We'll go to next one will be a little bit involved. Okay? Keep going. Number 13. Sa re ga ma sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa ni dha pa sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. Okay, so next one will. So tell me, what did I do in the number 30? Anyone? Go ahead.
We sped up the last two notes.
Uh-huh.
We're singing sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa.
Correct. But what took its place? Anyone knows?
The space.
The space. The space is what? The dash actually represents a continuation of the previous note. Okay? So it's not a gap, but still it's the continuation of the previous note. So now, these sets of paltas should give you some perspective on, how to do it with one beat versus half beat dance, right? So we'll look at number 14 as well. That's an interesting one. It's go ahead. Sa re ga ma pa pa dha ni sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa ni dha pa ma ma ga re sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa re ga ma pa pa dha ni sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa ni dha pa ma ma ga re sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. Next one will be sa re ga ma pa dha sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa ni dha pa ma ga sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. We'll go to number 20. Sa re sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa ni sa ni dha pa sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. Sa re sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa ni sa ni dha pa sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. So we'll do number 18 now. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa ni dha pa. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. Okay. Do you think you can use this? Huh? So what are you going to do when you go home and then, you want to practice? The paltas, right? So if you've taken a photo of that, that's great. If not, we will still send you the URL for that. You'll have that with you. And this is just, the very, 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 very tip of the iceberg. This is not it. Okay? So the reason I thought I'll do this today is I want to make sure that you have some ammunition when you're at home practicing on your own. So that's very, very important, right? So, and you can pretty much create anything out of this.
All right. What's the time now? Okay. So that concludes the Lec-Dem portion. I'm just going to sing. Do we still have some time, like 5-10 minutes time?
Yes.
You still have 5-10 minutes time? Or?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. So I'll just sing a small Bandish in Shud Kalyan. Mandala